Hey, we are at Las Vegas Powerhouse Gym. I have, help me with your name, Hidetata Yamagishi.
Yep.
Yamagishi.
Oh,
and
good.
you are, what is, did I get it right? I got it right on the first try. And you are the World Bodybuilding Federation
champion?
World
champion
now?
IFBB. So I just won Masters Olympia. So Masters meaning over 40, but it's still Olympia. You know, it's a good title for me. I also won Arnold Classic. Under 212 pounds.
Arnold Classic as well. Right. Yeah, and you've been doing this for a very long time.
A long time. I don't even remember.
You don't even remember? How old are you now? Are you used to the Classic?
50.
50?
50, yeah.
55, yeah. See?
Yeah,
it's good to stay in shape, right?
Yeah.
Then we got George right here. George, introduce yourself.
George Majorano. I just happen to be Hide's training partner.
Well, George is more like my training partner, but slash trainer. So he designed all the workout we do today. So watch out.
And you guys do nutrition for him as well?
Hide pretty much knows his body really well after 30 years.
Yeah.
But I mean, we bounce things off. We collaborate. You know, so he helps me with. You know, it's always having a second pair of eyes is great. You know, because you start to think too much when it's you.
Yeah.
You look in the mirror, you see things that aren't there. Those kind of things. So it's always nice to have somebody that you can kind of trust, rely on, and just to reassure what you're thinking.
Right on. Right on. And you follow him around to all these shows?
Yeah.
Vice versa. I go.
How long you guys know each other?
It's about 2 years now.
2 years? All right.
Yeah, but he's been competing a long time. You know, like he's a veteran of the sport, so it's always good to have somebody's opinion. You know, they doing a long time.
For sure. So what are we doing today? What body parts are we doing?
Back and rear delt, biceps.
Okay.
So we're doing 3 body part split. One day. First day is legs, second day chest, shoulder, triceps. This is third day, back, biceps, and a rear delt.
Excellent, cool. Should we get started? Let's get started.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
It's in the back seat in my little mini pack.
6, 3, 2. Come on.
So
That's not too bad. All right, so
elbow back.
show me what I'm doing.
Yeah, just that's it. Chest up. Yeah, good. Right here.
Chest and shoulders to come out.
More, good. When they come down, chest up. This shoulder go back, yep. Shoulder go up.
Stop thinking about it, thanks.
7, 8, 9, 10, 5. 5. Yeah, that's good. Probably.
So heavier weights and fewer reps, or lighter weights and more reps?
Lots of weight, more reps.
Lots of weight, more reps. Well, yeah, the best of both. Oh, great, cool.
But back is more one of the muscle you have to have a connection. So if you go too heavy, it's not gonna be good. If you go too light, it's not gonna be good. You gotta find the lightweight.
I've been doing for a very long time. I've been doing sort of the modified version of Jay Cutler's Max OT, where it's just like very heavy weights, but it's very few reps.
Thank you.
Yep. That's it. Yep.
I like this.
That's it. 5. Yep. Good for range of motion. 6. Yep. 7. 8. 9. Good. 10. Yeah. 10 more. 10. 9. Good. Come on.
Is that good?
Yep. More. 8. 7. Yep. 6. Yep. 5. 4.
You can do over.
3. 2. That's good. Yep.
Excellent.
Feel it?
Yeah, definitely.
Good.
That's a good exercise.
Yeah, right? You feel it in your lats
Yeah.
and your biceps too.
A lot of people wanted to like squeeze muscle, but forget about stretch.
Yep.
So you gotta stretch.
So it's
Stretch.
mostly that full range of motion rather than the.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Especially back muscle, you have a lot of range of motion, so you want to use all of them.
Uh-huh. We're adding this to the routine right there.
Yeah, that looks dope.
Yeah.
From here, let's get this angle right here. Right there.
10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 7, 8, 9, 20. It's pretty light, but just go straight. Don't lean back, just straight.
Straight up and down.
Up and up. Yeah.
So you want to pull those shoulder blades back. Right? So that's what you're trying to do, contract those lats. It'll feel light at first. We'll go heavier, but just get the movement.
Cool.
What do you think about doing traps with that?
Hey, does he go here?
Yeah,
You know,
you
I've
can.
done that. I've done traps instead of doing them like this.
Oh yeah. It's more lamb boys.
Yeah.
That works. Yeah, good exercise.
I've done this like so many times, but I've never had anybody like watch me do this, like to make sure the form is like absolutely perfect. And now the pressure's on, right?
One good. 2, yep. 3, 4, 5, yeah, pretty good. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, yep. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. That's good. That's good. Still pretty right.
You want to hold those, or you just
Hold
let?
that, hold,
yeah,
hold,
hold
yeah.
those. Yeah, I figured as much.
That's good. That's good. So first set, go pretty light. Just feel the movement, and we do usually 4 sets total. So step by set, we add weight.
So you pyramid up.
Yep. Right. Okay. So we go back there. Okay, so this 2 hands, so it's like this.
Dumbbells or?
Yeah, dumbbells.
Dumbbells.
Go first. You good?
Yeah, I'll go. Yeah, I'll go first. Yep.
I've never done these with dumbbells before. I usually do it with the barbell.
Dumbbells, it's more, especially you hurt your shoulder. Dumbbells, much easier for your rotator cuff.
So you just over like so.
Yep. So you get your hamstring stretch. Yeah. 2, yep. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, good. 10, 2 more. 1, 2, good. Nice.
That's good. That's hard. Oh, that's how it works.
So yeah, we use this a little different now.
Or you could grab it.
Either way, yeah.
So
The way he's been focusing more on that.
yeah, this is more like a pure back.
Yeah.
Instead of using arms, like elbow, so you use only here, this muscle instead of arms.
So that's like in
Yeah, right
Surratt. Yeah. What's your name?
Pedro.
Rollo. Good to meet you, Pedro.
There you go.
All right, I'm gonna try it.
So
So let's push
yeah,
out.
push out. So instead of sit down, kind of stand up a little bit, then make you incline, kind of like bring your butt up.
Pull your back.
Yeah,
against
yeah,
the
yeah.
pad,
Yeah.
And your ass out this way.
Yeah. Then elbow down. Yeah. That's
right?
good, that's
So
good.
you want to bring your chest up to the bar.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I heard only
Bring your
bitches
ass off
hold the
the
bar.
Clown in the circus can be funny. Clown in the gym can be deadly.
Yeah, that's a good quote. Again, come on. Yes, yep. Yeah, chest up, keep your chest up, yep, arm, yep. Yeah, that's it, good. Elbow down, 2, yep,
Ooh, this is a good machine.
yep. 4, 5, 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2 more. 2, 1, good, yep.
Well, you get full range of motion on this one too, don't you? Whether you want to or not.
Pad helps.
Yeah. Doesn't hurt, doesn't grow.
I use on the elbow. So you wanna use like, oh sure.
I feel like I'm much taller. I feel like I'm much taller than all you.
Try to.
Got the bar?
Yeah. So I'm not holding the bar because I wanna use move
Concentrate
lead
on
by
the
elbow.
elbows. Yeah.
So that way you don't pull from arms.
you're not
Yeah.
pushing, yeah.
So
Remember what
Try
I
that on
said.
the next one, yeah.
It's where
Yeah.
your elbow is. Not
Where
where
your hands are.
yeah. So actually any back exercise, you don't want to think about your hands. You want to think about your elbow. But you have to, when you pull bars, you have to use your hand. But actually you don't want to use your biceps. You want to use your back.
Your biceps are a secondary muscle group, right?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Either way. You're here.
Oh, you gonna do one at a time?
I told Isaac.
Oh, okay.
Come on, Jordan. Come on. Right. Come on.
Yeah, probably will. Won't it?
Pull and then hold. Yeah, that's good. Alright, good. Elbow back. Next, yep. 7, good, yep. 8, 9, 10, yep. Elbow back. 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, George, why don't you do a cable? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Keep your elbows straight.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, go up one. Huh?
Oh, you want. Come on, get it. Yeah, come on.
Oh my. Right.
Hey guys, welcome to Red Bun Studios. We are here in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I have with me Hidetata Yamagishi, who is the hopefully I'm getting this right. It's the WBBF World Champion, right? World Bodybuilder.
IFBB.
IFBB. See, you messed me up, Glenn.
There's a lot of letters.
IFBB.
Yeah,
I remember because I like when I think of like bodybuilding competitions, I think of like the Joe Weider like Olympia stuff from like the 90s. So like I'm still like wondering which organizations.
Yeah,
are
that's
around.
Joe Weider's IFBB. So you correct.
You're correct.
That's formed by Joe and Ben Weider.
Yeah.
So Arnold Schwarzenegger, all these guys are Mr. Olympia. So we competed in that federation.
Mm-hmm. Great. And I have George, and I forget your last name.
Majorano.
George Majorano.
Yes.
And you are also, how are you connected with Hidetata?
Well, actually, I've been competing in bodybuilding for about as long as Hidetata now.
40 years.
30, 40 years. So we've been connected in the same circles for probably 30 years. And actually, Hidetata opened Powerhouse Gym the last 2 years, and this is where we got connected to actually train together.
That's the one in Vegas where we just were at.
Exactly. So we
connects everybody, man. I'll tell you, that's a great networking spot. I didn't realize that until Glenn started taking me there. I'm like, man, there's a lot of people here that like a lot of people that I know that run in my circles already. That's where that's their main gym. But there's just so many really good positive people there too. It's a good place to network for sure. I think that's one of the best things about real gyms, like big gyms, like not like like someone once told me that if your gym has the name fitness in it, it's not a real gym. It has to say like gym in the name of the title of it.
Yeah.
Definitely for looking for results. That's the place to be.
Yeah, exactly. Powerhouse Gym. It's if you look at the logo, people think about only for bodybuilders, but it's not really bodybuilders. It's people any people serious about lifting weight. So it's every day, like housewives, like a business person, anyone can be welcome in Powerhouse Gym.
Oh yeah, for sure. And your partner is
Iris Kyle.
Iris
So
Kyle?
she's a 10-time Miss Olympia. So she's one of the best bodybuilder, female and male. The one of the best bodybuilder. So I'm partnered with her. Then I just won Masters Olympia, which is over 40s Olympia, so world champion. Then I also won Annual Classic, so one of the biggest shows. So I've been competing as a professional 20 years. So altogether, I've been lifting weight 30 years, a little shorter than George, but yeah, I think many guys come in and out of the gym, but I wanted to have my own gym, which is probably any bodybuilder's dream, and that came true 3 years ago in Las Vegas. But I originally come from Japan, so I came here for professional bodybuilding. So I wanted to compete in a top level, which is a Mr. Olympia. Then I did Olympia 10 times, and actually I was retired for a couple years, but I just came back this year, won Masters Olympia, which qualified me to actual Olympia again. So it's going to be my 11th Olympia in November.
And so tell me a little bit about Romania. How did that go?
Romania, the Masters Olympia, this was Masters Olympia has been run by, of course, IFBB for many years, but they stopped for some reason. Then 11 years absence, they came back. So Masters, of course, I wasn't, back then I wasn't old enough to compete in Masters Olympia, but now I'm 50. So I just, I was, like I said, I was retired for a couple years, but I said to myself, okay, I could still do it. So why not? So I came back with help of George. George has his own wellness clinic, which, when you are, it's not necessary to, you can, any man can be helped by George, but especially if you are over 40, all this not the problem. But I've been lifting weight so long, so my joint totally messed up. So I feel like, okay, if I'm competing again, I have to have somebody like George to help me, guide me. So I have a best, train partner, best mentorship. So this time around, I have the best team. I've been competing. I've been fortunate to have, team. Okay, bodybuilding is only one stepping on the stage, but you have to have a team backing up. So you have to have good nutrition. You have to have good training. You have to have good rest. So altogether, it's like a lifestyle. You can't just train and outside of the gym. You just cannot do anything just you want. You will have to have a regimen to be that kind of physique. So last 4 months with George's help, I did probably one of the best prep in my 30 years career, which is, I never thought about it. And over 50, this age, and I could do this much. I was actually surprised. Then I won, which was totally surprise to me, because of course, over 40, guys like a 40, like a barely 40, they still competing Olympia. Then they are actually active still. Then I was retired, so I was pretty shocked. But now I'm competing Open Olympia, so I'm kind of getting more serious. I didn't say I wasn't serious, but I'm more serious. So I got 4 more weeks and see how I can.
So you're going to the Olympia, then, right? For the Masters section.
So this time is Open Olympia. Okay. Yeah. So competing against young guys.
Yeah. You nervous?
They
should be.
They should be. Yeah, they probably should be.
Yeah. So I would just bring my best. Bodybuilding is, I don't say weird, but on the day of the show, it's up to judges. You actually, your preparation is over on that day of the show. You just stand up to the stage. You make it to the stage.
This is what I did.
Yeah, you make it the stage. After that, it's up to judges. So all you can do is just bring your best.
Yeah. So you have been training Hide. Would you say training, or are you just there sort of like to keep him disciplined? Like how what is your involvement? Like how are you like the support crew for all of this?
Let's
and by the way, just before you get started, so you're 50 and you are 54.
Right.
So you're 1 year younger than I am. I want to talk about the age thing too, but let's see what you have to say.
Well, it's all about being able to continue to do what you love and love what you do, right? And age is just a number, right? If you take care of yourself, and what we do, I think you can continue to do that for a long time. Obviously, you need guidance, you need knowledge, and most people don't lack will and desire. In my field, and I've been in this field for a long time, they lack knowledge, and obviously it's up to us, being Hide being a professional and a well-seasoned athlete, to be able to provide that knowledge, convey that message, and get the right people involved, right? So, but to go back to your original question, Hide's a well-seasoned professional athlete. He didn't really need me the last 30 years, but the synergy of us being together has improved both of us. I think not only the friendship we've created, but also the synergy in training, nutrition, diet, the knowledge that we share has helped catapult us both to the next level. And obviously, Hide said this was one of his best preps in 30 years, and not because of me, but because of that synergy, right? Obviously, he has the gym, he has the nutrition, he has the supplements, he has the background, he has the knowledge, the experience. And what I bring to the table is the clinic, the pharmacy. My background is in medicinal biochemistry and clinical pharmacology, so that's what I do, other than being a bodybuilder for the last 30 years. So with all that knowledge, we feel that it's unfortunate because a lot of that knowledge isn't conveyed appropriately and properly to the people that are out there, and giving us obviously giving us this platform to be able to convey it is significant, especially to those listeners out there. So, but anyway, long story short, Hide decided to do the Masters Olympia, calls me up from the Arnold Classic and said, "Will you train with me?" That was a silly question.
Were you already here in Vegas?
Yeah.
So
I've been in
Vegas
Vegas since 2007. So so we established the two businesses here since 2010. So been here for a while. But he asked me to train with him. A silly question. I was going to say no, pass up the opportunity. But so I think that was the Arnold Classic, right? You called me up and said, "Will you train with me?" No, I won't. No, but and since then we definitely hit it off, and he's definitely done a great job, and I'm looking forward to seeing how we do in the Open. So that's next.
Wow. Are you seeing more like older guys coming, like sort of like you were saying, it's hard for me to even like fathom the fact that you're like, I'm coming out of retirement. I'm like, yeah, this is retirement, right? I have a friend of mine. His name is Drew Bay. He just a really good friend of mine, actually. He just competed in whatever the show is that's in Florida right now. I think it's in Orlando or it's in Miami. I can't remember. But he came out of retirement. He turned 50, and he said, "You know what? For 50, because he's always been a bodybuilder and nutritionist and stuff like that. And he's like, when I hit 50 years old, I want to compete again." And he looks absolutely fantastic. I don't know how he placed or what he did there, but the fact that he's even doing that, I was like, wow, that's an accomplishment.
Played first in novice.
Did he? He placed first in novice.
Yeah,
Congratulations,
so
Drew Bay. Wow, yeah.
He took his novice class.
Awesome. Excellent.
Yeah,
Good.
congrats.
Yeah, excellent. But again, guy coming out of retirement, more or less, like was there some sort of motivation? Was there something you just wanted to prove to yourself? Or you're just like, okay, I'm turning 50 and I want to still be able to like compete at a certain level?
Well, I mean, I've been competitive bodybuilder for almost all my life. So obviously I like to be on the stage, under the light. But when I decided not to compete, I retire, I mean, I would never imagine I come back to the stage, because I knew what it takes to be that kind of physique, right? So I felt like I didn't have fire in me anymore, which is critical, because if it's the physical thing, bodybuilding looks all physical, but it's all mental, actually. So if you cannot be that bodybuilding 24-hour bodybuilding lifestyle, you better not to do it. Like it's all or nothing. So you can't just do like a 50% or 80%, something like that. You gotta be 100% in it. So I was questioning myself, okay, would you do it? Would you be able to do it? Then I said to myself, why not? Right? Because I was training. Of course, I was retired. I wasn't training for the show, but I was still training with George, and we trained like probably like, okay, the training we do right now 100%. Probably we do like 70%, 60% intensity, but still body was still improving somehow. Then a nutrition, I wasn't eating much, but I was leaner. So this is probably the lifestyle I created last 30 years, because I don't want to eat like any so-called junk food anymore. So I was eating pretty clean. So I wasn't even training for the show, but I was very lean. So I went to this place, DexaFit. Have you ever heard DexaFit? Yeah. So that place you can actually monitor your body composition. So it shows me I was only 8% or 10% body fat.
10%.
I wasn't even training for
is
the
that
show.
Heavy? Is that like
10% is
like most guys, like even 12% is like a goal for them, but like if you're gonna get on stage, you're gonna be 8%.
Yeah, you gotta be probably
or less.
Yeah, or less. Yeah. So eventually I went down to 5.6% right before show. But 10% body fat is pretty good, actually. You almost look like a contest ready. So if you have enough amount of muscle. So I said to myself, okay, my body is kind of ready. So if I asked myself, okay, mentally, are you ready? Then I said to myself, why not? Because if I'm okay, when I was 55, I don't want to regret, because this is first Master Olympia for a long time. So if I win, I mean, I didn't think that way, but if I look back, if I win, I will be the first Masters Olympia. So I will be that title. Do you want it? Then I said, yes, I want it.
Yeah. So okay, so it's about the title, not even proving anything to yourself. It's just like, I want this.
So as a bodybuilder, Olympia title, even it's not the Open Olympia, but Olympia title is the biggest achievement. And when I was competing, really professional bodybuilder, I didn't make it that high. I came in third under 212 Olympia. Then I came in Open Olympia, which is a no weight limit. I came in 9. That was my best. But 9 in the world is not bad. But of course, any bodybuilder wanted to be Mr. Olympia, number one, right? So I didn't make it. So this time around, I made it to even Masters. It's Olympia title. So I really, I'm glad I made a decision to come back. I'm really glad. Yeah.
I know the reason I'm asking about age is because we were just training a little while ago, and like I said, and you were actually the one who told me that my injury is not actually a shoulder injury; it's a bicep,
correct,
or like a tendon. Like
I mean,
you've seen it before.
I don't have X-ray vision, but I've seen it before. So yeah. So I mean, really to determine what's actually damaged in there, we would need images, diagnostics. But for the most part, based on what based on your information, your feedback, I believe it's a bicep tendon.
This, like, here's kill. Yeah. Like I can do this, no problem. But it's like this kind of.
So to assess the injury, and it's an extremely common. Because of anatomy, the way it's set up, and if you hurt it doing chest, that's just typical.
Yeah.
So
I'll I started doing TRT in January, and my partner on Access Vegas, Mike Sartain, he's been on it for a while. He says, you really should try it. Like once you get past like the 10 or 12 week mark, he said, the colors in your world would change. It's not just for, lifting. He said, it's just for, just for just general health and stuff. And I never really looked into it. And then I don't think I'm an expert by any measure, but once I started doing it, it's like, it makes effort feel good. Right. And I think my testosterone levels were somewhere around like 400 or something like that. And they're saying, well, it's kind of low. So let's get you up a little bit on it. And I started doing it. I felt like I really wanted to get back in the gym and start lifting again. And so I started being a little bit more serious. I've always been a lifter. my brother actually was an amateur circuit bodybuilder in the 90s, the
Oh, wow.
Wheater years. Yeah. And so I've always been around that. I've never been a competitive guy, like with, I'm never, not really something I wanted to do, but I always wanted to look good. Right. So, so I've always been in the gym. I've always lifted, but like, I don't think I really got really super serious about it until the last, like probably like 3 or 4 years. And then once I started doing TRT, I was like, oh, this is great. And then, so, you want to do more and more. I was telling you guys, it's not like actually the lifts, it's getting the weight off of that. That's where you're going to get injured, because you're like, I can lift more, but you can, if you're doing the actual lift. But when you're trying to like, replace the weight and pick it up off, that's where you get injured. And, somebody told me that it's like, just because you have more muscle doesn't mean your tendons and your, all the connective tissues are really caught up with any of that too. So I'm like, if this is like the first real injury I've had that's like lasted more than like a month or two.
And it's an overusage injury too. A lot of times, repetitive motions, things of that nature. So it doesn't have to be lifting weights. I mean, typists, get carpal tunnel syndrome, and seamstresses, they using their hands, and hairstylists, and, so any kind of repetitive motion starts to
after a while,
put taxes the joints, the ligaments, the soft connective tissue, that kind of thing. So it's not really the muscles that are getting weak, it's the joint and the connective tissue around it.
Yeah, that's why you said, oh, I'm older, so I'm gonna get sore in places I wasn't. Like, me too.
And you don't recover as fast anymore, so things start to slow down. But based on what you said about testosterone replay, I don't call it TRT. We call it hormone optimization. We want to optimize your hormones. So you're not really replacing testosterone. So the thing is that for so long, testosterone has been this taboo thing, and we've been giving hormones to women.
How do you think that is?
Well, I'll get into that, right? But we've been giving hormones to women since they're teenagers, right?
Sure.
Birth control. So, and there was never a problem with that. And then, of course, all of a sudden there was this, this push for abuse and bodybuilding. In the 1990s, it was Steroid Act. And of course, they made it a controlled substance. Right. And from then on there, it became taboo. Oh, you're doing testosterone, so now you're angry. You're this, and all this negative connotation with it, right? However, we have to recognize that we as men go through something called andropause the same way women go through menopause. So as we start to age, our hormones start to decline, which means our recovery declines, our sense of well-being declines, our body composition declines, our muscle mass. We go through something called sarcopenia, which is losing muscle. So all these things occur to us the same way they occurred to women, right? You see women where their estrogen levels start to drop, they get osteoporosis and all this kind of stuff, right? So again, it's medical treatment to keep you doing what you love and loving what you do for longer. Age is just a number. And now that we're realizing we can convey that message, this is proper medicine. And we can live longer, healthier, safer, okay, as long as you're being proactive about your health, right? And that's really the key. And what we do at American Wellness, American Male Wellness, American Medical Wellness. We started out, and this is a funny story. I really want to tell the story because I enjoy it. We started out as a male clinic, just males, right? Mostly males coming in with low testosterone, low T, right? We hear all this, erectile dysfunction, right? And as we get older, obviously these things don't work as well anymore. And it could be hormone optimization, could be blood flow, could be we didn't take care of ourselves, we didn't exercise, diabetes, all of these things.
With like the American population is like 75% is overweight, and it's like for men, I think it's 30-35 that's morbidly obese.
Right. Yeah. So we started to see a lot of these types of patients. However, men are macho, right? So they're afraid to call. They're embarrassed. It's an embarrassing thing, right? Have erectile dysfunction. You don't just call on the phone and you want to speak to somebody and tell somebody that. So what was happening is we started to see the females, the significant partners.
They were coming in for
well, the conversation was, honey, there's nothing wrong with me. And honey's going, oh no, honey, there's something wrong. We're going to go get it fixed. So as they started to come in, the females started to see that their men are starting to feel better, right? And now the females are calling us going, I got to keep up.
Yeah.
So this is where our clinic morphed a little bit and changed, where we have 2 lobbies for American Medical Wellness now that we deal with both men and women, hormone optimization, performance, and really it falls into 3 categories for everybody, right? So first category is aesthetic, right? I want to change something. I want to change the way I look. I want to be stronger. I want to be bigger. I want to be leaner, whatever the case may be. And then of course you got performance, right? Whether that's sexual performance, whether I want to play golf better, I want to lift weights better, I want to feel better, right? I just want to take the kids and, go, get an ice cream cone. I don't know, whatever, you know what I mean? But the bottom line is that's the second category, right? The performance. And then there's disease state, because we do have people that come in that are in disease state, whether it's diabetes, obesity, and just, cardiac issues, things of that nature, because they just haven't taken care of themselves for a long period of time. So they do fall into one of those categories. But ultimately, why wouldn't you want to know what's up and optimize your health for as long as you possibly can? You just said, I got into this 3-4 years ago and I feel better than I've ever felt. Well, you're obviously older now than you were 3-4 years ago. So does it really matter your age?
I wonder why, I think there's probably a stigma for guys, like you were just saying before. It's like we don't have any problem giving women hormones for menopause, for for pre-menopause and then afterwards. And yet that's socially acceptable. But for a guy to be on testosterone, it's because he's got a limp dick, or it's because there's something like shameful or wrong about that. I'm like, what the hell is it? Why is that?
And it's up to us to convey the appropriate message.
I think so too. But the other thing I think that also kind of goes along with that, a lot of this, sometimes I'll get on this subject, but men commit suicide at rates between 3.5 to 5 times the rate of women, and the prime demographic for that is 45 to 65 years old. Exactly when you were talking, is that the demographic for menopause or what?
Andropause. Well, listen, it can happen. Here's the sad truth is that's happening earlier, and I'll get into why. But yes, usually when in your 40s. This starts, we start to decline, our hormones start to decline. However, because what we're seeing now is a trend, and it's a downward trend, and I call it the demasculinization of man. For sure. But at the end of the day, we as a generation have less testosterone naturally than our fathers, and our fathers have less testosterone than their fathers. And the simple reason is look what we do every day, right? My grandfather was on a build lifting cinder blocks and lifting hay bale, whatever, right? Building houses,
oil derricks,
right. Yeah. So and my father the same, right? It was manual labor. What do we do all day? We're on our phone.
Yeah.
So what we're starting to see is that demasculinization of man. What I mean by that is our hormones are starting to diminish because of our society, of our environment, of our lifestyle,
just circumstances,
right? And just circumstances. So we see men that are coming in at even late 20s, early 30s, having issues. And it's significant because, the way society is, as you said, there's some taboo to well, if I can't perform as a real man, then I'm not worth it, or I can't find a good woman, or I can't do right. So yeah, this is huge. This is becoming a big issue with a lot of men, and it's happening younger and younger. But mostly our demographic, you'll see at this point, is between 40 and 65, even older.
Now, to come in and train, I know you do personal. I was just training with you guys, so I know you do this. When you take on personal clients, because damn near every time I come into Powerhouse, you're working with somebody,
right? Yeah.
And they're clearly they're much younger than I am, so they got to be younger than you are. But are you what's the demographic of guys that want to come in and say work with you or work with you?
So my client, because I'm a competitive bodybuilder, so my specialty is, of course, guys wanted to compete, right? So quite naturally, I have 90% of my client is a competitor. So I teach them, how to diet in competition, and even pausing and all this stuff. So that's my specialty. But I don't say I'm not training regular, non-competitor guys, or I don't really train ladies because I feel like the ladies need to have a same kind of situation, which is a female trainer. That's my take, but it's a lot of guy trainer has a female client, so that's not the case, but that's only my opinion. But so in my Powerhouse gym, of course, we have more 90% is non-competitive, training guys and ladies. So we have other trainers take regular kind of training. I don't say regular kind of training, but like a training. We train hard, because
Yeah, you do.
I said I always tell people, if you want to change your physique, you have to do something inordinate. Like if you do like some like normal stuff, your body not going to change, because your body stays staying the same, physique is normal for human body, right? Then building muscle is not natural for us. Like building muscle is actually, okay, let's say like in a beginning, so a long time ago, 100,000 years ago, we live for survive, right? We try to get the food every day. So if you have more muscle, you actually consume more energy, so you die easier. So gaining fat and less muscle is natural for human body. So gaining muscle and the less fat is very unnatural for us. So in order to break that barrier, you have to train hard. You have to be on a diet, the regimen. So even non-competitive people, our trainer train them pretty hard, because they want a result. If you train like ladies, train like they're just lightweight stuff. Okay, first probably a couple of weeks they will change, because it's a fresh stimulant, right? But after that period, you have to increase the intensity somehow. So training to improve body is not easy. So asking your question, my most of the client is competitive, like somebody want to compete. But if I train somebody just for regular health, I still train like a competitor, because that's for result, training for result, and nutrition for result. That's what I take. Yeah.
Or you have something to add to that?
Do
you think that like, say, most people that you work with, do you think that they understand what it takes to go from sort of like ordinary to extraordinary, and the amount of like work that goes? I had no idea that you have to eat so much, like to really get the. I mean, and then just, it's one thing to sort of, I mean, you're talking about the ladies and guys as well too, but getting to a point where they plateau, and then you're like, okay, well, now we need to up the intensity here. Right. Like, at what point do they kind of wash out at that point, or is it a lack of persistence? Is it a lack of determination?
Let me answer that question. I'll go back to something I said earlier, right? So first of all, they don't know what they don't know, right? Okay, that's first thing. But
shit, you guys taught me stuff I didn't even know today.
The most important thing is that most people, now there's a finite few, but they don't lack will. They don't lack desire. They think they do. What they lack is knowledge. And if you can give them the knowledge, and they can respect and accept that knowledge, as Hide's saying, it's very difficult for that adaptation process to occur, right? You got to work, you got to coax the body to do it. It's not just going to do it on its own, right? And there's mechanisms to do that, right? So, but you really want to be able to enjoy it, and having that knowledge, having the knowledge of, like you said, how much you got to eat, how the knowledge of how you have to train, whether it's volume, whether it's intensity, whether it's frequency, whatever the case may be. Somebody that has 30 years of experience can convey the appropriate message to you. But yes, that is the answer. The answer is most people don't know what it takes, because nobody's told them, or nobody's given them the appropriate information. And the synergistic effect between training, nutrition, hormone optimization, peptide therapies, all of these things that can enhance performance, enhance recovery from these hard workouts, is key to getting the results that you're looking for, right? And again, we go back to doing what you love and loving what you do. That's what makes life enjoyable, right? Nobody wants to be homesick. Nobody wants to be home overweight, sitting around depressed, right?
The desire is definitely there. It's just like the knowledge, and like really sort of like just somebody to sort of kick them in the ass to get up and go and do it.
And that's what
the motivation. That's what incentive and motivation.
But if you can understand what's necessary to create that motivation, or create that result, 9 times out of 10, people will do it. People will do it if they have the right guidance.
Yeah, I've always, I got in these conversations with Michael Sartain, my partner on Access Vegas. And he was the one who actually convinced me to say, said, you should really give TRT a try, or hormone optimization a try. And so, I started doing it. And man, I tell you, right around week 10 or week 12, I'm like, a lot of the guys that I talk to, or like, even whether it's online or it's, live, or I'm on a show or something like that, they're in the chat. A lot of the guys who are like very, very negative, I'm wondering, like, if these guys could just like, even just go to the gym like two times a week and like, get on like TRT or something like that, I think their whole outlook would like completely change. Because I don't think I think a lot of people think it's some sort of like, spiritual or ephemeral thing or some mindset. It's like, no, man, it's your body chemistry, man. It's the way that
hormones control your mind. Also,
I was going to say,
and your attitude and your sense of well-being. And the thing is when you're in the toilet, you're going to feel like you're in the toilet, and you're going to naysay everything because it's just too difficult to make that change.
Right.
But
you're already in that mindset because of your biochemistry,
right?
Too.
And people don't realize what you just said is most people don't realize that.
Right.
First of all, they've been so used to feeling like crap,
right,
that they don't know what it is to feel good.
Right.
Right. You didn't realize you didn't feel good until you really felt good.
Yeah, exactly. Got it. So one of the things I was going to say is that once I started doing TRT, and I was really it opened my eyes to a lot of stuff. I'm like, oh, gosh, because I realized that when they do, they do your labs in the beginning, and I realized where my testosterone was, and I know what it is right now because I just had my labs last week, right? I'm like, oh, it's a qualifiable difference between like how you used to feel versus how you do feel. And it's not like, oh, I just sort of convinced myself to dig down into this deep well of, magical confidence. No, I actually took the action to actually change my biochemistry and actually do something. And like I said, it makes effort feel good. And just what you were saying before, a lot of our attitude and a lot of our determination, a lot of like how just sort of our outlook on life. I don't think a lot of people really realize that that has a result, like your emotional state has a result of like how you feel because of like just your biochemistry on top of everything else. So it's going to put you into a better frame of mind. Like, for instance, like we always talk about, like you were just saying a minute ago, like people don't know what it feels to feel good, right? Well, of course they do. They like to, they'll take prescription opioids, they'll smoke weed, they'll be alcoholics.
But do they really feel good?
Yeah, no, they don't.
Is that why they're doing it?
Like, it's it's like dopamine and endorphins and everything. That's one of the first things we tell guys is like, the first step here, if you want to improve yourself, is you can read my book. I'm an author, but you can read my books. That's great, but you still have to take action to do something. And the first thing we tell them to do is get your fat ass in the gym, because you're going to feel better after that workout. It's going to be stress relief. It's going to be endorphin relief. It's like, the runner's high that you get when you ran a marathon or something like that. You're in a different frame of mind because your body chemistry is in a different state.
Absolutely. And let's put it this way. Let's put aside the gym for a second, because not everybody wants to go to the gym. Yeah. Right. But you're just going to feel better about your life in totality. Better about waking up in the morning, going to work. Better about, I don't hate my wife anymore. I don't hate my kids. Your frame of mind changes. Your attitude changes towards a lot of things when your biochemistry is optimized, right? And we medically optimize you. That's what we're looking to do. Right. Now, whether that's with hormone optimization, with some kind of exogenous testosterone, or something to boost your own internal processes, right? So, medicinal support is vast, right? And then, our pharmacology is probably about 25 years antiquated, but we're starting to see these changes with peptide therapies and hormone optimization. So, as we start to see this medicine change, there's so many things that we can do to optimize your health and your performance. And there's not just one cookie cutter program for everybody.
So. I see a lot of ladies doing Ozempic right now, which is what's the peptide name for that? Semaglutide, right? And I think a lot of people were kind of a little freaked out about it because they thought it was going to be the next like fen, like there's going to be some negative side effects as a result of that. Everybody's doing it right now, and it's the Kardashian drug, right?
Here's the thing. It's not a drug if it don't have side effects.
Yeah, exactly.
But at the end of the day,
it's interesting to me because I've only done one peptide. I've done melanotan. That's basically it. And I'm interested in some of these other ones. I know there's like BCP 157, which is I've only looked into it because I had the injury, right? Because it's supposed to increase your healing, correct?
Yeah, soft tissue healing, angiogenesis, neurogenesis, right?
I didn't even know this stuff existed until just like the last 2 months ago. I think.
Well, and here and there, and again, you don't know what you don't know, right? Yeah. But ultimately, peptides, they've been around for a long time. Okay. And there's a lot of drugs out there that are peptides, right? And everybody's just has this fascination now with this new word peptide. And we don't really understand what a peptide is, right? But if you think about it, you know, peptides are amino acid sequences, right? And those amino acids we can either get through ingestion, right? And then of course we break it down and we reassemble them in our body. But if I told you I can put them in a specific sequence in an injection, a pill form, a cream, capsule, whatever, and I can deliver them directly to modulate some receptor or gene expression in your body to perform some function directly. That's what a peptide is. And it's a medicine that doesn't. Now, it's most of our medicines, like you're speaking about testosterone, right? Right. That's an exogenous source of testosterone. That's a mimic. It's mimicking something in your body. Peptides don't mimic anything. They modulate a receptor. So if it's not there, it's just going to knock on the door and say, hey, I think you should do this. You're right. So there's so many different sequences out there to allow for different receptors to be modulated, right? As you said, soft tissue healing, cognitive health, you know, blood flow. We can look at, you know, like diabetes. Well, yes, melanocytes. There's so many different ways we can look at this, longevity purposes, right? Enhance of telomeres, and there's again, the science is developing, right? And we have the science out there. We have GLP-1 agonists, which is semaglutide, now modulating blood sugar control, right? Perostalis, slowing down, you know, the gut and actually keeping you satiated longer. So, and very, you know, very convenient for people that overeat and are diabetics. Right? So these are the mechanisms of these peptides, but ultimately peptides are going to be the wave of the future medicine. In the next 10 years, you're going to see a lot more of these medicines being FDA approved for God knows what, right? You know, there's medicines out there now that you don't even know that are already peptides, such as semaglutide, which is a peptide.
Yeah, I think that's interesting. Like again, getting back to what you're saying is like, you know, going on TRT is in some way like shameful or, you know, for guys, but like, it's okay to take semaglutide if you're a lady to lose weight. I'm like,
well, that's what I'm saying.
Where's the logic? Where's the logic in that?
My daughter's 16 years old and I don't want her to get pregnant. So I'm going to give her birth control, which is a hormone, but that's okay. But now I'm a 40-year-old man. I don't feel well. I have a bad attitude. I hate my wife. I can't get an erection, and I'm getting fat around the middle. But if I take testosterone, I'm a bad person.
Yes.
I don't know. Yeah. That to me sounds a little one-sided.
Problem. Yes. So I just want to give you guys, we got 5 more minutes here. I just want to give you guys a chance to sort of plug what you guys are doing right now. And I just want to say, man, working out with you guys today was fantastic, man. If I could get down here regularly enough, I would probably just like work out with you, like have you as a personal trainer myself. But we'll probably saw the video. We'll see the video here in a little bit. But the when we were talking about like convincing guys to, or anyone really for that matter, to understand like what it takes to go from ordinary to extraordinary. I think a lot of people really don't understand what it takes to get to 8% body fat, assuming you're going to go on a show or something like that. But like if to get down to even like 12% body fat is like a major goal for really probably the majority of guys today. But I want to give you guys a chance to sort of like tell us what you're doing and what you have set up in the future, and if there's anything that's sort of pressing on your mind.
Thank you. So me and Iris, my partner, opened the Powerhouse gym. It's a 24-hour gym. So we have staff 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. But other than that, you have key top, so you can come anytime. So gym is clean, and of course, Powerhouse gym is serious.
Is the best gym I've ever been to.
I mean, you can have any variation machine there, free weight, but it's not. I would say it's not intimidate. Like people intimidate from the logo, but it's not only for bodybuilder. Of course, it's 90% is non-competitive regular people, and but all of them are serious. That's a keyword, probably serious. But serious doesn't mean unfriendly or anything. Intimidating. Everyone is friendly, and our staff is helpful. So just give it a try. Let's just come in on a tour. We give us tour. So try
That's
it.
basically what I did when Lemmy brought me in there to work out one day. I'm like, I definitely want to be here.
Thank you. Yeah.
That's a great place. You guys have a pendulum squat machine. It
Yeah,
does one thing, but it does it really,
I
really
kinda
well.
Like that machine too.
God, man, you'll find God in that machine. I tell you.
Definitely big legs.
Let me know what your program about.
So yeah, so American Medical Wellness we've been established for the last 5 years. Again, my background is in pharmacology, pharmacy. So I've been doing compounded pharmacy for probably about 15 years in medicine. But we're at both sides of the spectrum, right? So not only do we see the patients, we apply the medicine, we make the medicine. So we have American Wellness Pharmacy and American Medical Wellness, where we apply all those protocols. So we're a full service clinic. We're located in Las Vegas, Nevada, right? Just north, Summerlin, right around Buffalo,
Right
Buffalo, Summerlin Parkway. And it's real convenient. Our protocols are pretty straightforward. You come in, you get diagnostics, blood work. It's pretty inexpensive. Obviously, it's cash pay. We don't take insurance simply because it's proactive medicine. And it's not that we don't take the insurance don't take us because they want you sick. So our managed care model is broke. However, with that said, we implement a lot of different protocols depending upon what the patient is their chief complaint, of course, the results they're looking for. So there's no real cookie cutter program. Not everybody gets TRT, not everybody gets PRP. We do stem cell therapies. We do a lot of different things. Peptide therapies. PRP, platelet rich plasma, and it's actually for inflammation. We draw blood, we spin it down, we take the best part of the blood, and we re-inject it into areas that have inflammation or injury. Might be very helpful for your shoulder. Also,
I might have to take you up
so
on
we
that.
do those type of procedures under ultrasound, so we can do intra-articular injections, things of that nature. So
excellent.
But ultimately, it's like I said, it's a full service clinic. We do have 2 lobbies. As I stated earlier, our little scenario where women started to come in because their men weren't doing well. Well, we have 2 lobbies where men might not feel comfortable sitting next to a woman in the lobby, so with their specific needs. So we've separated in our clinic. We have 2 different lobbies for them. So but yeah, come on down. It's 241 North Buffalo.
Go down. I'm going to come down there. We'll do a follow up with this for sure.
Absolutely.
Gentlemen, thank you for dropping by.
Appreciate
thank
having
you guys,
us.
and thanks for. And I was going to say, just before we go, man, you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
I learned quite a bit from you guys, and I've been bodybuilding for lifting for quite some time. And when we did back and biceps today, and you were just use your elbows instead of your hands and everything like that. I'm just like, damn, man, it's been a while since I've actually had like a training session where somebody knows what the hell they're doing. Right? These guys know what they're doing. Thanks guys for watching. This is Red One Studios, the Rational Male. Both of you guys' links and everything else will be in the description, so everybody can follow up on that if they want to have any questions for you or anything like that. But Powerhouse Gym and
American Medical
Medical what?
Wellness
Wellness in Las Vegas. Thanks guys for watching. We'll see you on the next time.